this codingcertification.org video. The new Q&A webinar replay club now has access to iTunes, and you can actually download all your content directly into iTunes and then synchronize that content across your iPhone, iPod, or iPad. And I'm going to show you in this video how that works and how you can set it up, and some important information along the way as well. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to see a page a lot like this when you log into your membership, and there's going to be a link here that you should click. When you click it, you're going to go ahead and open up iTunes, and it's going to open up your subscription in iTunes. You can see here it's already opened up and it's starting to synchronize. You're going to notice that iTunes immediately started to download the most recent episode. Now there's a lot more episodes beside this one to download if you like, so let's go ahead and see how we can do that. On the icon here for CCO Q&A Webinar Replay Club, go ahead and click, double click, and you're going to see a full listing that's been organized by release date here of all the videos, MP3s, and PDF content available for download. Now, if you want to get one of these, you can hit Get, or you can click Get All to simply download everything. And you can also see here that what each individual item is. You can see this is from August webinars. You can see this is a video file, and it's denoted with a little video icon here, and you can see PDF files that look like a little book as well. And you also have some MP3 files that unfortunately don't have an icon at all. So you can selectively pick whatever content you want to listen to, and iTunes will go ahead and fetch it. And you can actually see it's fetching this current download here. I can actually see it here in my Downloads tab on the left hand side. When I click on that, you can see how far along it is in the download process. So I'm going to jump back over to podcasts, and I'm going to queue up a few downloads here. Let's say you want to watch The Future is ICD-10. I'm going to hit Get. Let's say you want to see J3301 and Medicare. I'm going to click Get on that one. And let's say you want to see the video replay from, let's say, May. I'm going to go ahead and click Get. If you jump over to downloads, you're going to see all of them are slowly downloading to your computer. Once they've downloaded, you can actually go ahead and start watching them by going back to podcast, and once they're completely done downloading, you can right click and you can actually select play once it's fully downloaded. Now, this podcast setting itself has its own settings, and each podcast has its own settings, and I'm going to teach you a little bit more about that right now. At the very bottom, you have a settings button, and when you click that settings button, it's going to allow you to check for new episodes every day, every hour, every week, or manually if you like. There's also settings in there, if you uncheck default settings, that allow you to set up when new episodes are available. You can select to download all of them, download only the most recent one, or do nothing at all if you want to manually manage everything in your library. And finally, there's episodes to keep. You can choose to keep all episodes unplayed, recent episodes, or a selected amount. So keep in mind that you can change these settings on a per podcast basis. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that window. There's one more thing I need to show you. Just because you download it to iTunes does not mean it's automatically going to show up in your iPad, iPhone, or iPod. So you need to manage that separately. This is simply the podcast and the download area. You'll see here I have an iPad connected right now over Wi-Fi. When I click on that iPad, on the top menu bar is a podcast button. You're probably going to see summary when you first come in, but if you click on podcast, you're going to see here that you have the ability to synchronize podcasts, and you need to actually select the podcast that you want to synchronize, and you need to actually, well, synchronize it. So you want to automatically include anything that is unplayed or everything. You have a lot of options here to select, and you can actually select all podcasts or selected podcasts. So if I go with selected podcasts, then I can actually just check CCO, and only CCO will download all of the unplayed content, or it will download all of the content if I select all the content. And of course, in order for this to be effective, you have to hit apply to apply the settings and for it to synchronize to your iPad. Now keep in mind, of course, if I hit apply right now, nothing's going to happen. Why? Because I'm still downloading. I'm going to hit don't apply because I'm still downloading. The content's not even on my computer yet, so it's not even ready to synchronize to my iPad yet. And also keep in mind, of course, that I have a new iPad, iPad 3, but it's not the big one. It's the I believe it's the 16 gigabyte one. So you are affected by space here. You can see I have very little space. I have 1.2 gigabytes of space here. If you have a larger iPad, you're not going to have this problem, but The files I'm downloading are pretty big. This one's 321 megabytes, 267 megabytes, and so forth. So if you download all the content, you cannot realistically expect everything to synchronize an iPad across to your iPad or device if you don't have the space for it. So keep all of that in mind when you're using the iPad, when you're using iTunes, and hopefully this will be a great way for you to digest the content in the Q&A webinar replay club. Thanks again, and if you have any questions, please contact us.